Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News, January 15th, 2022. Folks, several hours ago, there was a massive volcanic explosion on the island of Tonga in the South Pacific. And what you're looking at right now is a satellite image of this volcanic explosion, which actually caused a tsunami. Now, in all my years of covering earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis, I have never, ever seen a volcanic explosion of this magnitude caught on satellite images. And over the last couple of hours, I've been reviewing several pieces of satellite footage. And, I mean, this looks like one of those videos from the early 1950s when the U.S. government was testing atomic bombs out in the deserts of, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, or wherever they were exploding those bombs. But this was absolutely devastating. Now, there is a lot of footage on Twitter, and this volcano went off just before nightfall, and the tsunami rolled in, I believe, right before nightfall. So we're going to go ahead and check some of this footage out that was on Twitter. People are posting it from all over this island, and this is a very, very small island in the South Pacific. So here is a GIF image. It's a rather quick one. We could take a look at it here. You can see right there, and you can see how nightfall is creeping in, and this GIF is only a few seconds. But that is just absolutely incredible. It's just so massive. And, in my last live stream, I was mentioning to all of you that, the Earth is being tugged on and pulled on by the magnetic field, the power of this Planet X object, this stellar core that is interacting with our sun, that is orbiting our sun every 28 days. We've seen, just in the month of January, we've seen an increase in earthquake activity. Several magnitude 6 plus earthquakes. I know just a few days ago there were 2 in the Aleutian Islands, right off the coast of Alaska, 6.6 and a 6.8. This situation here is very scary. I don't know how this explosive volcanic event did not create a tsunami bigger than this. Because as we'll go through some of the footage, you're going to see, I'm going to try to find it here, you're going to see the magnitude, the power of this eruption. Now, I did go over that. That's nothing there. I'm going to go ahead and try to find it here, because now there is so much footage coming in and so many tweets coming in. Yeah, this is a good shot right here. Let's pull this up. So, if I just showed you this video and I did not tell you that this was a volcanic eruption, what would be the first thought that would come to your mind? You would think that, oh my, nuclear war has broken out, because it looks like some type of a man-made explosion. And again, let me reiterate, out of all these volcanoes that I've covered over all of these years, we do catch them on satellite images. I've never seen anything like this before. And this just came out of nowhere. From what I'm understanding and the reports that I've read, no seismic activity was detected. There was no watches. There was no warnings. Just boom, it just went off. Now, a large portion of this volcano is underwater. So that's why it created this tsunami effect, because it literally pulled all kinds of water, large volumes of water, straight up into the air, and then it came collapsing down, and you kind of get that effect like you drop a pebble in a puddle of water and you get that ripple effect. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some more of this footage. The satellite imagery is quite impressive. I'm glad they were able to actually catch this. But we're just going to go ahead and peruse through here. I don't know if this is the actual explosion, but that's a nice infrared image right there. My God. You know, and the island of Tonga is just a little tiny island. You know, it's like nothing. And to have a massive explosion of that magnitude, again, you know, you would think it's World War III. Look at that. I guess that is some actual footage. I wasn't too sure. Absolutely incredible. Here's a fantastic image right here. We'll go ahead and see. That's about all I could blow it up right there. And you could see right there, there's another little tiny island. And there's some little tiny islands all through here. There's another little tiny island right there. There's just all these little small islands there. And I'm sure if we were able to at some point catch a few videos just as this exploded, the sound must have been just absolutely deafening. Let's see if there's sound to this one. The video is very grainy. Yeah, very, very bad cell phone video there. Kind of annoying. Another good image there. I'm trying to find maybe something that has an actual sound, good video of the initial explosion. There's a good still photograph. I guess that was caught just as this volcano was exploding. From what I understand and what I've read, there wasn't any warning. So I'm not sure if maybe the New Zealand seismic offices, maybe they were detecting some seismic activity under the volcano, and it's not been reported as of yet. Wow. Well, here's a video of the water rushing in, and you could see, folks, you know, it's not some super developed island country. The structures are, you know, kind of shabby and could easily be destroyed by, you know, hurricanes, floods, and as you can see here, a tsunami pouring in. Yeah, these are absolutely incredible. So there you go. You could see how small the island is. I mean, it would almost be hard to find, you know, using like Google Earth. You know, you would really have to know the exact area to look in to zoom in on. This is the video that I actually wanted to show you guys here. This video here shows you how the water is kind of literally pushed out, but also sucked upwards. And then as all of the material flows back down into the ocean, that push starts. And that creates that tsunami. Also, on this video, you can see these other smaller South Pacific islands. So I'm sure as the hours go by, we'll probably be getting more on the ground footage, and hopefully folks did catch some more video and photographs, and they upload them to Twitter. I did look on Facebook. There wasn't too much on Facebook. Most of the material was right here on Twitter. Just absolutely incredible. Look at that. Wow. Look at the amount of water that it just basically displaced. That is just absolutely incredible. And that is a weather satellite. I believe this one was captured by a New Zealand weather satellite, because New Zealand is not too far away from Tonga. So they would be the agencies in New Zealand that would be monitoring the seismic activity in this area, volcanic activity, and naturally, the weather. But just looking at this is all we need right here. We seen the water rushing in. It wasn't anything super catastrophic, but to look at this event, this is just unbelievable. And if this is something that we have to look forward to happening around the world, whether it be on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, if this was in a heavily populated area, this would be absolutely devastating. Look at that. I'm just a loss for words here, I guess. I've never, in all my years, seen anything so amazing. And kind of in a weird way, it has its own natural beauty to it. And this is what our Earth can do when provoked by outside forces. I'm still going to continue some in-depth research into the change of our seasons. That latest video that I did the other day, talking deeply about these changes that are occurring. I was going through the comments, and I received, my goodness, I received hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails. I couldn't answer all of them, but everybody was in agreement with me about noticing the changes where they live. So, it's just not my imagination. My observations were the same as all of the people that emailed me, that commented under that video. They are noticing these changes. And something that I forgot to cover in that last live stream, in that video, was the observations that I was making in the jet stream, with our jet stream. And I've covered that constantly, over the years. And I have seen some changes that I don't even know how to translate within this jet stream situation. And this has a lot to do with our weather. A lot. Almost 100%. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at it on the null school. And it's quite intriguing. And I don't really know what to make of it, because I've never seen a situation like I'm going to show you with this jet stream. And I don't know, I'll keep in contact here with Twitter, and I'll see what additional information I can dig up when more videos are posted pertaining to this massive, just massive volcanic eruption and tsunami. And again, like I said in the very beginning, If I showed you this video and I didn't tell you that this was a volcanic eruption, what would be the first thing that would come to your mind? That this was like some type of a bomb test, an atomic test? God. And it almost reminds me, whenever they did that testing out in the ocean, like back in the 1950s, looks exactly like it. But this was Mother Nature. This was a volcanic explosion. Could you imagine if you were about maybe 10 or 15 miles away from this volcano in a boat of any kind? A ship, a boat, a pleasure craft? You might not live to tell about it. Absolutely incredible. But I'm going to go ahead and slip over here to the null skull image, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. Now I have this set for the jet stream, and I do have the playing feature stopped, so we won't actually see the motion of it. But what I wanted to show you is what it is looking like, and this solid band all the way around, I would say more than 2/3 of the world, the northern hemisphere. And if we go ahead and pan into it and level it out, you could see how low the jet stream is. Here's the equator, right there where my cursor is, and the jet stream is not too far above it. So the jet stream has sunk very, very low, almost all the way around the world. There's Hawaii. And then as it gets into the Pacific, it breaks up. It breaks up right at the point, what I was talking about the other day with the tilt and the wobble of the Earth. And I just heard some information last night that there is a high possibility that an event as I've described, with the Earth tilting and wobbling, is actually happening. Meaning it is happening right now. I was a little thrown back by that information. And as I continue to look into these things, I could almost say that maybe something is happening. Maybe not every single person on this earth notices it or is looking for it, but I'm sure if you're looking in the right places, you may find some of this evidence. So from this point here around Hawaii to this point right over here near Africa, we see the only change in the jet stream right here. Could this possibly be the point where the Earth is tilting, forward a little bit, downward like this? Because if the Earth is tilting downward a little bit like this, that would give us the warmer temperatures all through the Northeast. As I mentioned, the day after Christmas here in Pittsburgh, for the 6th year in a row, the temperatures were above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's very unusual, isn't it? Of course it is. Now we're dealing with this really, really crazy storm, winter storm, that is actually following this path of this section of this broken jet stream. And right now we are under a winter storm watch for the first time this winter here in my Pittsburgh area and several states all through this area. And I think the last update that I saw Snow starting Sunday afternoon, going all the way through into Monday afternoon. We're looking at anywhere from 9 to 12 inches of snow where I live, but in sections of West Virginia and central Pennsylvania, several other states below me are going to get absolutely pounded with this snow, this blizzard. And over here along the coastline, there's a very high possibility of rain, freezing rain, and possibly some more snow. So there's going to be tens of millions of people that are going to be under attack from this massive storm. And, you know, in all my years of watching weather in the wintertime here, the storms usually come across the Great Lakes. The flow of the jet stream brings the cold air across the Great Lakes, picks up moisture, and brings our snow this way. So as you could see, the broken jet stream right here really moved up through Canada, came down so sharply in this huge trough, brought down all of that Arctic air so far down that it clashes with warm air right here, as you could see, over the whole entire state of Texas. Then brings it right back up, hitting more colder air in the northeast. And here comes our snowstorm. And it's going to be a wild one. And then if you take a look here, again, these are just so radical, these troughs in this jet stream. And then here you go. All of this area through here, into Europe is mild temperatures. And then here begins that band. Here begins that band in the jet stream that literally goes around probably, 75% of the northern hemisphere. Absolutely incredible. And, you know, the same crazy thing is happening in the south, the southern jet stream. It's totally erratic. And this is beginning, you know, the summertime in Australia and New Zealand, you know, and right below the equator from here all the way down will be summer. So naturally, we're going to see, you know, cyclones and typhoons within the next, you know, probably 30 to 60 days forming all through these areas. So will they be bigger, stronger, and more destructive than they were last year? I do believe they will be. I believe that the heat in Australia will once again be record-setting. I'm hoping that I'm wrong for the Aussies, because it just seems like every summer for the last 6 years, you know, they just literally melt. The heat is so intense. So we're going to see. I'm going to be paying some very, very, very close attention. But I'm more concerned with the jet stream in the northern hemisphere right now, because I've never seen anything like that before. Just one big, long band, almost 75% of the way, maybe 70% of the way around the Earth, and then breaking at this point. And is this possibly the point where the Earth has gained some more intense wobble? Meaning, you know, the temperatures, according to the degree of this wobble and this tilt, could only be a half of a degree, maybe a little more than a half a degree. But folks, that's enough to upset the Earth's natural cycles that it's been in for, you know, probably the last 25,000 years. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these temperatures. Now you can see all of this cold air has been thrust down and pulled down by that erratic jet stream. I was talking about temperatures, okay, because that jet stream pulled back up violently and just, literally just went straight up. So now it's winter time, folks. It's winter time in Ireland and the UK. And let's check out the temperatures. 43.4 degrees, the UK. 39.3. Okay, slightly above its normal averages. Spain, 33 degrees. I mean, it should be much colder. Much colder in these areas. 41.5. Coastal region of France. Back in here, getting closer to Eastern Europe. 37.5 degrees. 41.8. Up here in the Nordic countries, in the southern regions, 35.9. But then you could dip right up here, and you can see 7 degrees. So very strange weather throughout Europe right now. And I'm sure they're appreciating it, It's not freezing, 19, 20 degrees or lower. But, even when you come up here, 39.7. But you get in the center of Greenland, look at that, in a high elevation right here, minus 62.6 degrees. Go all the way to the top of the Earth's axis, only a minus 9. I mean, really? A minus 9? Right here, coastal regions of Australia, 102. 98, 104. So they're just beginning their summer. 107. So you can see the temperatures are getting warm, very warm. The bottom of the Earth, dead center, minus 24 degrees in Antarctica. But then as you look at Antarctica, and let's spin this baby around a little bit. We'll get her in the right position here. So, the cold air mass, because now more of the Antarctic region is pointing towards the sun. This tilt has become just a little more extreme. So you can see that the temperatures leaving the ice mass, 28 degrees, 8 degrees, and these are the small islands leading right off of the tip of South America, 31.9 degrees. Now, naturally, as soon as you get on the land mass, the ice mass, 0.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Move further into this purple area, minus 25, minus 24, 3.8 degrees. So, the temperatures here in Antarctica naturally are going to be warming up over the next 60 days, 60 to 90 days, and I'll keep an eye on that and monitor it. But just a month ago, all of this region here that you see in green, well, that was all blue and light blue. So just in a matter of 30 days, you can see how much area has shrunk temperature-wise. So things are happening very fast. That's my point. Things are happening so fast. It's just absolutely incredible. So if you take a look at the United States, more than half of the United States is encompassed in this huge Arctic mass that has been pulled down by that broken section of the jet stream. Now, I'm going to go back to the jet stream here real quick. Let me just shut that player off because it kind of messes things up. Now, if we were in this band, this steady band that's going around, more than 2/3 of of the northern hemisphere, we would be having very mild spring temperatures throughout, I would say probably 85% of the United States, except for the states that are right at the Canadian border. Hell, Canada would probably be experiencing very mild temperatures. But what caused that erratic break? I mean, here's a pretty good shot of it. There's the band all the way around, and then right there is that weird break and huge troughs. I mean, you could see this trough sucked down all of that cold air, and it's all right there in the green and the blue, and it squeezed it all in this area here, which is going to produce, it's producing right now, very, very bad storms, very, very bad situations. And I know a lot of you folks are probably experiencing it. So, drop me a comment in the comment section, just as you're hitting that like button, which helps out the YouTube channel. Let me know, what state that you're living in, or what country. And if you're in the United States and you're within this crazy zone right now, let me know what type of weather you are experiencing. Now, naturally, I could go to weather maps and, I could check that out. I could listen to the weatherman in all of these states on the internet. But I actually want to hear from you folks, because the meteorologists, your TV weatherman, he's not always right, is he? They're usually wrong the majority of the time, or, like kind of half right. But I want to hear from you folks. I want to hear what type of weather you are experiencing over this weekend, because apparently this system that is already formed, and it's going to be making its way right up this way. I want to see what you're experiencing. So drop me a comment. Let me know what state you're in, what your current daytime temperature is, if you're experiencing rain, sleet, freezing rain, tons of snow. If you got snow, how many inches of snow did you receive? And I'm going to go ahead and go through those comments and get kind of a read on what's transpiring over this weekend, because I know for me, here in my area of Pittsburgh, we don't know what to expect. They keep changing and changing and changing the forecast. It's been changing over the last 3 days. They said that they're, kind of narrowing it down. When I went to sleep last night, it was, we were going to get 3 to 5 inches. I woke up, it was like 9 to 12. And just over on the East Coast, parts of New York and New Jersey, they may just get a half an inch to an inch, or maybe some rain. So this is going to be a very, very weird system. And this is going to be how our weather is. Unpredictable. Totally unpredictable. Okay, folks, so I just wanted to bring you up to date on the volcano exploding in Tonga, creating the tsunami. Any more updates that come in today, if I catch new video footage, I'll do a quick video on it to show all of you. And remember to drop those comments for me about, your temperatures, whether you are enveloped in this crazy storm that's cutting across the United States. And I'm going to leave you with the latest Planet X news, or Planet X captures. If you didn't catch my video the day before, I'll include these photographs. They are absolutely breathtaking. And the pictures that you're going to see, this is the catalyst for our changing world. In the years to come, the world that we know of now will cease to exist. There's no other way around it. Will it still be a livable world? Yes, it will be. But we are going to have to adapt to these changes. The big problem is we don't know what the changes are going to be and how extreme they are going to be. So that is something that we are going to have to wait for, live through, and adapt to. So kick back, check out these photographs, and again, when I come up with some more additional information on the Tonga volcanic explosion and tsunami, I'll be right back here at you.